Hey, welcome back to Christine's Natural Kitchen. I'm here with my daughter Anya, and we're going to show you how to make family-friendly homemade pizza from scratch. I got all these ingredients from Basil Bandwagon Natural Market. So here we have 1 1/4 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of raw Florida crystal sugar. This is 1 teaspoon of sea salt. This is 2 tablespoons of rice bran oil. I really like this as an alternative to canola oil because it can tolerate high heat and it has a nice neutral taste. Then we've got some black olives for the topping. Of course, you want some pizza sauce. This is also some homemade no tomato sauce made out of carrots. I've got some fresh basil for the top as well. And here is some Miyoko's vegan mozzarella. Of course, you can use whatever toppings you like. And we have 1 1/2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And this is 3 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. So I've combined the warm water and sugar, and now I'm going to add my yeast to it. I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes, up to 10 minutes until it gets nice and foamy and you see some yeast threads forming on top. If you want to give it a gentle stir, you can, but you have to use a wooden spoon. Don't use metal. So Anya's going to add the sea salt to the flour while we're waiting for the yeast to react with the water. Go ahead, honey. Just going to dump that in and now stir it around with a whisk. So you can see that after a few minutes or 5 minutes or so, we've got some substantial foam going on here from the yeast getting activated in the warm sugar water. This is perfect. So now we're going to take our activated yeast and we're going to pour that into a food processor. Anya is going to go ahead and add the oil. Now we're going to go ahead and add the flour. You see that pretty quickly it came together into a nice sticky dough. It is going to look sticky, that's okay. Now we're going to transfer the dough into a lightly oiled bowl. Don't worry if your dough gets stuck to your food processor. That's what batter scrapers are for. Now we're going to cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let it sit at room temperature for about an hour until it doubles in size. Instead of plastic wrap, you can also use a damp towel. Now that our pizza dough has doubled in size, we're going to work it into a ball on a lightly floured surface. Since this is a stickier pizza dough, you will need a spatula to make this a little easier. I'm going to sprinkle it with a little extra flour just so that I can more easily gather that into a ball. Okay, now that I have it nicely worked into a little ball, I'm going to cut it in half. At this point, you can either make 2 pizzas or you can wrap one up and refrigerate it for later. It'll keep up to 24 hours. Anya's joining back in the pizza making fun when she saw me stretching the dough out, so she's going to help as well. We've transferred the dough onto a piece of parchment paper just to make it a little easier. Sprinkling it with a little bit of flour if our fingers start to stick. And we're just basically stretching this out. You know, for a nice pizza crust on the side, you want the sides to be a little bit thicker. So you're basically just flattening it out by hand, flattening the middle and widening on the sides. And in the meantime, we have our oven heating up to 465 degrees. You can heat it up even up to 500 degrees, and you can either heat up a pizza stone, or in our case, we're just heating up a stainless steel baking sheet. You can put on just regular tomato pizza sauce, or we have this no tomato carrot sauce. I'll link the recipe below. And then you can either use the grated vegan cheese, or you can use just, regular cheese. Anya, which one would you like? You want that one?
This one.
Okay. Anya's pizza is done and out of the oven, and it was easy with the parchment paper to slide hers off and then use the hot, fresh out of the oven pan to just put the other one right on. The parchment paper makes them so easy to move around. And you can see that with this technique, we have that nicely browned bottom from the pre-warmed baking sheet. Fresh out of the oven. If you enjoyed this video on how to make your own homemade pizza and how easy it is, please comment below and let me know any questions you have. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel for more healthy cooking videos every week. Thanks for watching.